Right, Pat, what we're going to be having a look at today is making progress, what we term progressive driving, but with safety in mind. If the speed limit is, say, for example, 60 mile an hour, as it is in a single carriageway, which, not all of the roads, but some of the roads that we're going on today will be at that speed, what speed would you think you would drive at?
If it was safe, I can go up to 60.
Yes, but do you think that it would always be safe to do that?
Not always, no.
No. So what factors would you take into account? Like, say the road was twisting and turning, a few bends on the road, what difference would that make to your speed?
It'd be a lot slower depending on how sharp the bends and that were.
So how sharp the bend is would be one factor that you would take into account. Anything else that would make any difference?
If it were raining?
Yes, the road conditions.
Yeah.
Mud on the road, loose leaves in the autumn, stuff like that, yes. Anything else? Anything that you can see on this road in front of you at the moment?
Gravel.
Well, not so much just the gravel. What's missing on it, if you look at the surface of it? It's patchy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, what kind of surface have we got?
The road surface, it's
rougher, isn't it?
Rough, yeah.
Yeah. So you're looking to see I'm on a smooth surface, rough surface, you're looking at the surface of the road as well.
Okay, yeah.
Have I got a good grip on this surface? It might be very smooth. So would that make any difference to your speed if you had a very smooth surface going round the bend?
Well, you'd still have to slow down.
Yes, but would you go slower on a smoother surface than you would on a rough one, where you had a good grip?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. You see what I'm getting at? So the surface of the road, not just what's on the road, is an important factor as well.
Right.
Would it matter if the road was getting narrower or things like that as well? Would that make any difference?
You'd have to go slower.
Yeah. Any other factors that you might take into account? Let's say, for example, instead of having a pavement on both sides as we have here, you didn't have a pavement on the left. Would that make any difference to you?
Yeah, because you could get pedestrians walking on the road.
Yeah, yeah. So, as you say, there's quite a lot of factors that you've got to take into account.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to be sort of trying to get you to do on this lesson today, is look ahead, see what sort of type of bend it is that you're approaching, and adjust your speed accordingly.
Right.
Now, when you're coming up to these, you're going to be using the normal system of approach. As regards your actual speed on the bend, are you going to go into the bend at a slightly slower speed or faster speed, or how are you actually going to negotiate the bends?
Well, before you get to the bend, you want to be at the speed that you want to get around the bending.
So what in particular, what part of the system would you use up to there then, on the approach to a bend?
I'd check my mirrors because I'd be slowing down.
Yes.
There won't be any need to signal, so I'd use my brakes to reduce my speed.
And what in
my
particular
gears.
would you make sure? Yes, that's the point, gears, yeah. So how far away from a bend would you select a gear? Would you wait until you were almost into it? Or?
No, my gear wants to be engaged before I actually get to the bend.
And when would you start to speed up?
Once I've got round the bend.
Yes. So in effect, your speed on the bend should be more or less constant.
Right.
That way you're maintaining, grip and tyre adhesion and so on.
Yeah.
Okay, quite clear on that?
Yep.
Right. Any questions about the bends? Anything that before we try and go out and put this into practice? Anything else that you're going to
No, I don't think so.
think about? No.
We covered it in one of the other lessons.
So what do you think would happen if, for example, you took a bend too fast? You'd misjudged it.
I'd come off road.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what we're not going to do. All right. So it's a case of assessing it as we go along. I'll be giving you some help to start with, and then we'll be asking you, as we usually do, to let you work them out for yourself as we may make progress.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
So if you've no questions, we'll make a move and carry out your usual checks, and we'll turn left at the end of the road. Good. And at the end of the road, we want to turn to the left. Now, while you're sitting here, which other way should you be looking? that's it. Don't leave all your observations to the right. Because what have you got up here on the other side? A car waiting to come out. Or you got a bus stop on the left here and so on.
I've just spotted the speed limit of 40 as well.
Good, that was the other thing I was then going to ask you, but you've spotted that nicely, so well done. Because these pedestrians could have been looking for a gap and be coming over.
Yeah.
Cars could be coming out of there, they might get an opportunity before we did. Okay. So what are you looking out for here?
There's the little bit of
Thought it's a
road
40
hill.
limit, we're still in what sort of type of area?
We're in a built-up area.
Yeah, that's right. So still bus stops, garages, houses, pedestrians about, parked cars, all the usual hazards. Now, looking ahead, have you any idea how many vehicles are ahead of you at the moment?
3.
Yeah? Well, there's actually another one in between there. There's 3 cars and the lorry as well. You see how it was hidden in the dip there?
Yeah.
That's the sort of information you want to be looking for.
Right.
And what's the speed limit gone up to now?
National speed limit 60.
Yeah. So would it be safe to do 60 just now, do you think?
Yeah, if you could get up to it.
Well, not really, because you've got cars in front who are not doing that speed, are they?
Right.
You can get up to 50ish at the moment. Bearing in mind what you're going to leave as regards distance behind.
2 seconds.
Yeah? What do these chevrons mean?
Sharp bend.
So what are you going to do about your speed now?
Slow down.
Right, and then not into the bend, too late again there.
Right.
You see how you were actually in the bend before you changed down there?
Yeah.
Now just keep it a nice constant speed round here, because we've lost sight of the cars in front. They might suddenly have to stop. You've got warnings on the road surface as well. He's braking, so there must be a reason for that. That's the idea. So slow it down a little bit now. Into lower gear? Yes, better. And now just wait till you're round and then gently accelerate away from it. Alright, feel happier with that one?
Yeah.
Now what sort of hazard have you got on the left?
There's a junction.
So do you think that was a good idea to change up there?
No, not really.
No, it wasn't really. Okay, if that makes sense to you there. Because we had the lorry up ahead was stopping to let the larger articulated lorry out, and that meant that all the other vehicles ahead were going to stop. So there's no point in changing up in a situation where you're approaching a hazard like that. These are the sort of things you're looking for as you're going along. Now, if you look ahead of the van, you can see not only 2 other vehicles disappeared there, so what does that tell you? What kind of road is there ahead? A bit of, remember what it's called? Sort of dead ground, you couldn't see it, could you?
Yeah.
Right, you see what I mean? Now, do the slowing down now. Think about your gear. Then, round we go. And then gently accelerate away. Okay?
Yeah.
The lorry's progressed a little bit further, so we can think about going a little bit faster. The lorry can often be quite handy on roads like this because we can see the top of it over the bend there. Now, not too fast into it, just nice steady pace. That's it, and then gently on now. What's happening to the road up ahead?
It narrows.
Right. So what might you have to consider shortly?
I might have to slow down.
Yeah? Okay. Watching to see how severe the bend is. You've got hazard lines there anyhow, but the road's reasonably wide at the moment, and it's starting to go uphill, so if we keep just gentle acceleration there, we'll be able to take it quite easily. There's no sign of the cars ahead braking or slowing down. That often can give you a clue as to how severe the bend is as well. These are the sort of things you're looking for. Right, you could consider a higher gear. Good, well done. Just keeping an eye for anybody coming out of the opening there. See what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't see him, I didn't know he was there, but that's the hidden dangers that you're looking for. So what sort of danger are you going to be looking for next?
There's a crossroads in front
Yeah,
of us.
that's it. So you can see there's a car on the right waiting to come out. Watch for the left as well. Just nice steady pace as we come round here. The lorry's braking.
Signalling.
You might not see it, he's signalling as well, so
There's only
Yeah, and there's a van just gone past at the wrong time. Consider your signal. Nobody coming, so we can get through quite safely. That's fine. Now, the vehicles ahead are braking, so mirrors again, give them time to get clear. And what also happened,
Car turned off and the car pulled in.
one pulled out as well, yeah, the pickup truck came out. So he wasn't going to be going as fast. Now here's another bend, downhill, so what are you going to do?
Use my brake.
Yeah, and now, and then on you go. And you got hatch markings in the middle. What are you not allowed to do there?
Not allowed to enter them.
That's right, because there's a solid line round about them, so it's a continuous line system. We've got a crossroads up here. Further up here, when we get to that crossroads, we're going to be turning to the right, where the van's coming out, the pickup's coming out. That's the idea. You couldn't see over the top, so you just eased off that little bit. Now you can see ahead. Now here's a hazard coming. See why it was a hazard? A very slow moving vehicle, so there was a possibility, as did happen, of somebody getting frustrated behind them. They didn't pick the best place to overtake, did they?
No.
There's the other thing. These are the sort of things you can get on roads like that, which is why we've got mud on the road. If it had been wet, we'd have taken it even slower than that there.
Yeah.
Now you've got a hazard up ahead. What do you see ahead?
Parked car.
Yeah. So we may have to consider losing a bit of speed, possibly another gear, especially with larger vehicle coming the other way. Consider your signal. We're far enough out there, so it wasn't necessary. Right, Pat. What we're going to do now is try and get some overtaking practice in on the single carriageway. We can't program other drivers to drive at a certain speed so that we get the opportunity. A lot of them, if we're in the 60 limit, will be driving at 60. Some of them maybe even faster than that. We may be fortunate enough to come across some slower ones, which gives us the opportunity, and that's fine. So what we're going to do is to give you the practice of it, because it's something that we really want to give you the experience of doing, is use one of our other cars in front here with Laurie driving that, and what he's going to do is go down the same run as we are, and he'll drive at a slower speed. I don't know what speed he's going to drive at, but if we get the opportunity, then we're going to get a chance to try and overtake him. We'll use that as a target vehicle to go past. We've got to take all the same factors into account, even though we have got a slower vehicle in front of us. We've got to watch what's happening behind. We've got to have a look to see what's coming. Is it a safe location? What traffic, if any, is coming the other way? All of these factors are still coming into it. So you just take all of that into account in the same way. But I'll help you out the first time anyhow, and see how it goes from there.
Yep.
All right, quite clear on that? Yep. Any questions before we go?
No, you're going to talk me through and everything.
Right, okay. So when we're ready, we'll make a move. And we're going to turn left at the roundabout. That's the first exit. Now as you come round here, you'll see that there's a green sign on this compared to some of the white signs that we've had on other roads.
Yep.
Any idea why that should be?
Because that's a major road, a primary road.
Yes, yeah. What's termed the primary route. So as you can see, it's quite good surface, reasonably wide, so it's the type of road that we'd be looking for to possibly get overtaking in on. Would this be a good location, although this chap's just decided to go past us?
I wouldn't have thought so.
Because he couldn't really see far enough ahead, and he's obviously going to go flying past there as well. See, the lorry up ahead's braking as well and turning off into a side road. We've got a warning of a junction, that's why there's a warning sign there.
Yep.
But some drivers just ignore that, plus you've got hatch markings in the middle of the road. And what other sign have we got there?
Pedestrians.
Yeah.
Pedestrian crossing.
Yeah, that's right. So you wouldn't consider this a safe location. So even although we've got a slower vehicle ahead of us, this is not the obvious location at the moment to go past. Now, it might be after this vehicles come through, there's 2 or 3 coming, what you want to do is check your mirrors. Is it clear behind?
Yeah.
Move out towards the white line without going over. Can you see?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Make your decision to go then.
Do I signal?
Mirrors, signal, position, far enough out. And don't cut in until you can see them. Don't worry about the vehicle coming towards you at the moment. Mirrors, you see them?
Yeah.
Right, cancel it. Yeah. Could have cancelled the signal a little bit earlier. We don't need to keep it on once we're out there and we've gone past them. Could have gone that on. And keep your speed up. So what would you do now as you come to this bend?
I've looked across and I saw
Yes,
the red
you
gap.
can see a gap coming now.
Yeah.
So check your mirror,
Yeah.
right, and accelerate and make your decision to go now. There you go. And through you go as fast as you can, getting your speed right up to the maximum, to the 60. That's the idea. No, that's what you didn't want to do. Remember what I said about that the last time? Wait until you're through. Then when you're in here, then's the time to change, once you're back in. Okay?
Yeah.
Quite clear on that?
Yeah.
You don't want to change while you're actually still in the process of doing it. You didn't do anything wrong, you completed the change all right, but we didn't want to do that at that stage. Now what are you going to have to do with this one here?
Well, I've had to slow down
Yes,
a little bit.
because you couldn't overtake him here, could you?
No.
So I would slow down a little bit, and then you may get an opportunity before the roundabout, but the lorry's decided for you that that wasn't possible. And there's not enough space now between here and there. At the moment he hasn't speeded up that much, so I would keep it going at the moment and see what the situation is here. You may well get past them. You've got one vehicle coming the other way, so you make your decision. Now what could you do with your gear?
Change.
You forgot about it that
I
time.
did.
Right. But other than that, any queries on that overtake there?
No, I could see right the way down.
Yeah, that was good. Well done. You did very well there. You checked, waited until the two vehicles had come through, got the opportunity, and there we were. So you see how your practice with our vehicle paid off.
Yeah.
You now had a real situation, live situation for you, and you dealt with it perfectly.
Yeah.
So that's the benefit of getting a little bit practice with somebody else, and then you felt more confident about that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Good. Well done.